Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome. 888-933-93. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Just got good news all over the place.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is fine.
Oh, good.
Don't worry about it.
I'm doing really well. There's nothing anybody should know about what I'm doing.
I believe it.
In fact, it's none of the people's business. It's my own concern, so get off me.
So he's out of the turtle tank.
I'm fully healed.
Yeah, fully healed.
From
what?
Thank you.
From what?
I'm not going to tell you.
I was dehydrated, and I was lightheaded for a second.
My shell got heavy, and I couldn't move. I didn't know what was going on.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. He acts as though, he just did an interview on Face the Nation with Margaret Brennan.
Who's great. I love
everybody's favorite reporter. So, Margaret's fantastic. She asked me all the right things. She didn't push me on any details. So I didn't really have to explain myself. I shouldn't have to explain myself to the American people. It's only my business. It's none of your business, you voters, you people that I represent. Here's some of what was said. Or not.
Oh, I like that. Oh, so this is when he enters the room?
Yeah, it was really ominous.
I'll be right there, Martha. I'm on my way.
Really ominous.
Okay.
People wonder about your health. How are you feeling? How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm completely recovered and
from what?
Just fine.
You and your office felt the need to share and disclose some of the details about your health.
First of all, that's wrong. They felt the need? No. They were pushed into it, and they begrudgingly said, everything's fine. Nothing's wrong. Nothing was wrong with me, except I'm dehydrated.
Because of some of these public incidents. And the doctor here said there was no evidence of Parkinson's disease or a stroke or a seizure. And I wonder, is there anything the public should know that wasn't disclosed?
I'm in good shape. Completely recovered and back on the job.
From what?
So
what do you recover
does that
from?
mean that you think
you never left
you
the job?
Are able to continue serving and you want to continue serving here
Of course it does.
at a time when we are talking about incredible dysfunction in Washington?
I think we ought to be talking about what we were talking about earlier rather than my health.
It's not about my health. It's none of people's business.
I don't know. I kind of want to follow up. I want to talk about the time you fell on the plane, the time you fell down the stairs, and the 2 times that you stared off into nothingness. I think that's pretty important.
Yeah. Just froze. He just froze.
But if you'd like to go back to what you were talking about earlier, let's go back to what you were talking about earlier, which was that we're winning the battle against our biggest enemy, Russia and Vladimir Putin. I'd like some evidence of that.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't necessarily believe that's so.
No. And there was a Ukrainian commander that says that they're running out of soldiers in Ukraine. So that seems like who could fill in that void? They're short of soldiers in Ukraine. Anybody think you'll step up?
I bet the Canadians will.
Yeah.
They're famous for jumping into these frays and fixing things.
They
are.
are.
And being the policemen of the world. So let Canada take care of it again.
Maybe the Icelanders.
Yeah, maybe
jump in.
Maybe vicious fighters.
Oh man,
where do you think the Vikings came from? Or where they came from? The Vikings, I guess, would be more accurate.
Yeah,
sort of. But via Norway to Iceland to Greenland. I mean, all that stuff was settled by the cold weather people, the Vikings.
The cold weather
people.
Right,
so that's their nickname.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I think we're fine. I'm fine. Everything is fine.
Yeah, but BS. First of all, tell us the truth. I mean, you're the Senate Majority Leader. You can't act like that was dehydration.
Right. Explain to us why your wife didn't want you to come home and sent you to a care facility when they checked you out of the hospital, Mitch. Just tell us why you were that bad off with dehydration that she didn't want you home with home health? She sent you to the rehab center? What's up with that?
So that's the healthy Senate side, and then on the healthy House side, we still don't have a Speaker of the House. Yesterday was just one person after another dropping out.
Yeah, we picked a guy.
It looks like
we picked a guy that nobody knew, and then he dropped out.
Yeah, so they finally now they're in their fourth attempt here. Mike Johnson of Louisiana.
Mike Johnson. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I looked up his Liberty score.
So Emmer's out?
Yeah, Emmer's
I
stepped down last night.
Emmer's out already.
Took his name out of the hat.
Byron Donalds stepped down as well from that.
Why? We just can't have anybody good.
No.
We just can't.
So
They won't elect anybody good.
So
I don't know that Emmer's any good, but
yeah, I
thought he was. I thought he was. That they did their secret vote, and he was the guy.
Yeah,
and then he's like, "No, I'm not doing it."
Yeah, so House of Cards probably came into play there. Let's see here. Mike Johnson, he's a Louisiana congressman. So here are some highlights that people have been posting. He voted against Ukraine aid except for the very first one.
Okay.
He apparently... he supported President Trump's 2017 executive order prohibiting immigration from 7 Muslim countries.
All right.
He needs to step down immediately.
Let's see here. He is... Let's see. Where was this? This was a good one. He voted against certifying Joe Biden's election.
Okay.
That's bonus. His mentor is Jim Jordan. He voted for him for speaker.
All right.
Let's see here. But I looked up his Liberty score. Is he the one?
It's not that high.
Yeah, it was 74.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay, sort of. It's adequate. What does he have with Freedom Works? Do we know?
That I don't know.
I'm looking that up right now.
Got that?
72.5.
It is... okay, so it's
Mike
the
Johnson.
Liberty score is 74.
Yeah.
His Freedom Works score is 75 this session. 75.
Okay.
It's 80 lifetime.
Huh.
Not bad.
No, that's not bad.
I mean, it's if that's the best we can do, it's better than 54%.
It sure is.
Like Kevin McCarthy. So I don't know. I would have liked to have seen. I don't remember what John Boehner's score was, but terrible.
Garbage.
10, probably 10. Yeah. Let's go with 10. So the dysfunction continues, and they wonder why we don't like them. They wonder why we've got no confidence, no faith in them.
So wait, if you don't have a speaker, then you can't put the House in session. And if the House isn't in session, they can't pass new laws. And if they can't pass new laws, then they can't take away more of our freedoms. I say let's just go without a speaker. Just let's wing it.
Right. Let's just see what happens for a couple of years. Couldn't be any worse, could it? I don't think so.
And the only thing that, and a lot of people were pointing this out when I posted that on Twitter last night, a lot of people were pointing out, rightfully so, that, okay, Biden will just issue executive orders. Okay, we don't want that.
Well, yeah, we don't want that. And that is what would happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he would do that.
And I have to. We don't have a speaker. I can't. We've got to get this done for the American people.
You got to be like China. China gets things done.
China does get things done.
You know, they don't have to go through all this rigmarole. They just get it done. So much more efficient.
They're great people.
Than this government.
Great people.
Yeah. Oh man, they've got it down in China.
They do.
They really do. Russia too. Russia's got it down. China's got it down. We need to do something like that. Which is why they keep talking about a democracy, because they're softening us up for that blow when we go Democratic Republic or Democratic Socialist. Yeah. We sort of are a Democratic Republic. So that's not what they want. Or you know who else gets things done is Hamas. Because
Thank you for recognizing.
If they want to launch 5,000 rockets at Israel, they just do. They just do. It doesn't take them months to get that done. They just do it. You know, you want to send some hang gliders to kill a bunch of innocent people, you just get it done. Just do it. And they did. So how does that happen? Who are these people? Here's a little look at who is Hamas.
In 1973, Sheikh Ahmad Yassin, an Islamic cleric from Gaza, founded the Palestinian branch of the Muslim Brotherhood. 14 years later, in 1987, Yassin founded the Islamic Resistance Movement, or Hamas, as the paramilitary wing of the Palestinian Muslim Brotherhood. Yassin founded Hamas with the help of Abdallah Azzam, a highly influential Islamic thinker affiliated with the Muslim Brotherhood. Azzam, also known as the father of global jihad, was the mentor of Osama bin Laden and helped him create Al-Qaeda. The doctrines and aims of Al-Qaeda, Hamas, and ISIS, which emerged from Al-Qaeda, are all based on the teachings of Abdallah Azzam. In fact, the sign above the door of the Hamas military academy in Gaza reads, "Welcome to the Dr. Abdallah Azzam Academy." Most people think that Hamas's goal is Palestinian independence, but the Hamas charter cites the words of the Prophet Muhammad, quote, "The day of judgment will not come about until Muslims fight the Jews. When the Jew will hide behind stones and trees, the stones and trees will say, 'O Muslims, there is a Jew behind me, come and kill him,'" end quote. In other words, Hamas's founding document calls for genocide against the Jews. Hamas does not seek Palestinian independence. It seeks to exterminate the Jewish people and destroy Israel. Does Hamas represent the citizens of Gaza? In 2006, in a democratic election, Hamas won a majority 74 of 132 seats in Palestinian Legislative Council, the legislature of the Palestinian Authority, which governs the autonomous areas in the West Bank and the Gaza Strip. Hamas remains the majority of this legislature to this day. And ever since 2007, Hamas has total governing control of the Gaza Strip. According to the Palestinian Center for Policy and Survey Research, in a study from 2021, 53% of Palestinians prefer Hamas leadership to that of Mahmoud Abbas, the more moderate head of the Palestinian Authority. And as recently as July 2023, polling by the Washington Institute shows that overall, 57% of Gazans express a positive opinion of Hamas, along with similar percentages of Palestinians in the West Bank and East Jerusalem. So, who is Hamas? Hamas has the same origins, beliefs, and goals as ISIS and Al-Qaeda. Hamas openly calls for genocide against Jews and the eradication of Israel. And Hamas is the democratically elected and preferred leadership of the people of Gaza.
Yeah, I mean, that's well said.
Yep, so just remember that.
Nicely put.
The next time you hear Hamas doesn't represent the people.
Palestinian people. Yeah, right.
Don't they, though?
Sure does.
That's exactly what they do.
As we've said over and over and over, they actually do represent the people, quite literally. Quite literally. They were chosen by the people to lead them. And I guess we're just supposed to ignore that now and say, okay, leave them alone. Leave them alone. Guy was driving me out of my mind.
What do you mean?
With the Gaza thing. Nobody pronounces it Gaza.
Well,
I don't know that
he was
was
mentioning the Gazians.
Primary focus.
No, it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
It really shouldn't be.
But it is.
But every time he said Gaza,
yeah, it is. There were
my
a couple
skin
more.
started to crawl.
There were a couple more throughout that video too. You're like, okay,
Al-Qaeda or whatever. Nobody. Okay, whatever. I don't want to get caught up in that, but
too late.
It was actually.
It's
actually well done.
Yeah.
And
yes,
people need to know that stuff.
Yep.
There's so much on the internet right now about support for the Palestinian people, for support about their government and Hamas and the Gazans. Jeez. I mean, that's an interesting look at why they're in the shape they are. It's because of who they elected to lead them.
And stop with your we need humanitarian aid. No, because all I hear is you need my tax dollars to go and fund more rockets for you to launch into Israel.
That's right.
No.
That's right.
Not doing it.
Except they are.
Yep.
You know, they'll do it against our will. They'll just keep doing it. And we're not paying close enough attention to the things that we should be paying attention to, like who's coming across our southern border.
Yeah.
A lot of the people that are coming across are on the terror watch list. What was it, 169 last month?
These families that are coming across?
Yeah, the families.
This clip that we have here will demonstrate exactly who's coming across and how many of them are.
All right. And let's take a look at that.
But the intel arm of CBP has a new bulletin out, and the headline is pretty alarming. It says in bold letters right at the top, foreign fighters of Israel-Hamas conflict may be encountered at southwest border. The Daily Caller got a copy of this material. It was distributed 3 days ago, and it's about Hamas, Hezbollah, or Islamic Jihad fighters exploiting the porous border to get into the U.S.
That can't happen.
Is that
Our border is porous?
can see a ton of traffic down there. The new number is 2.48 million encounters in a fiscal year, and among them at least 172 people from the terror watch list. That is 172 who actually came face to face with law enforcement and didn't get away.
Wow. Jeez.
Wait, put that last image up there, Joe. Did you see that graphic from 2019 to 2023? Put that up there. Those numbers for year 2019, they had 3 encounters. This is from the terror watch list. 3, 16, 98, 172 just so far here in 2023. But that's the ones that they have actually encountered.
Yeah.
Man, we are.
Yeah. How many
so
have we
asking
not
for it.
encountered?
We're
You know
asking for
that.
it.
You know the Border Patrol hasn't encountered all of them that have crossed illegally. You know that. It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah.
And then I think you're gonna understand someday why we need 100 rounds in a magazine, 100 bullets in a clip, or what was it? He said 100 rounds in a bullet, or 100 bullets in a round,
in a chamber.
In a chamber.
Chamber. Yeah, that's right.
So pathetic. All right. Let me take a minute and tell you about My Patriot Supply. It's clear that the unthinkable is here. We talk about it all the time. With the recent media distractions, most people never saw it coming, but we did. Their gut said something was wrong, and the headlines are proving them right. Our so-called trusted institutions tell you not to worry, that everything's fine, but you know better. And self-reliance doesn't happen overnight. You got to start somewhere. Start with My Patriot Supply. This will help you get caught up. My Patriot Supply is the country's largest preparedness company. They're more equipped to stock your shelves, ditch the canned vegetables and the boxed pasta. Their best-selling 3-month food kit provides delicious breakfasts, lunches, and dinners that last up to 25 years. Their meals offer over 2,000 calories a day with a balance of protein and carbs to keep you fed and ready in the event of an emergency. Just add water, heat them up, then eat. Start or strengthen your food supply with this 3-month food kit from My Patriot Supply. It is a great place to start. Visit preparewithpat.com and get ready. Order now for fast and free shipping. Preparewithpat.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
So Lindsey Graham got a little snippy yesterday with a reporter.
Yeah, this is
Really?
over in Israel. A bunch of Democrat and Republican senators, lawmakers over there, because they want to show a united front.
Sure they do.
Do they?
So,
Of course they do.
And so this
of course
journalist,
they do.
this is fun. This is fun.
Watch this.
I'm the Jerusalem correspondent for Newsmax. I want to say thank you for being here. My family lives here. I made Aliyah 2 years ago. So this is personal. I know many people were sent from the United States, and there's international press from around the world. And I heard every single one of you voicing your support for Israel fervently, stridently. And I heard that, and I received that into my heart. And so on behalf of my family and people, I'm an American and an Israeli citizen, I say thank you. But it starts at home. And I'd like to ask any Democrat senator here that would like to speak to Rashida Tlaib. She still has a tweet up condemning Israel for a hospital attack.
Good question.
And
Stop.
it's not a...
No.
It's a
Stop.
fair question, Senator Graham.
We are here together,
Jeez.
not to talk about the problems at home, which are many.
It's a fair
I've
question,
got my
Senator.
own view of what to say. You're not going to screw this up.
I'm not trying to screw it up.
Get this guy out of here.
Whoa.
Now, let me tell you,
I'm an Israeli. I want an answer to the question, please.
I'm an American.
And I am too.
And I believe in free speech. I don't believe what the squad has to say at all. But I came here with Democrats and Republicans to let everybody in the world know, don't judge every Democrat by the squad, and don't judge every Republican by some of the things you hear. Where the House,
no comment.
Yeah, where the House, they'll get their act together, but we need to do our job. We need to do our job in the Senate. We need to pass a bill that will help Israel, help Ukraine. That's at least what I think. I think the House will show up. And I'm sorry, my friend, I probably shouldn't have said it, but my nerves are raw right now.
Wow. That was weird.
So
that's weird.
He's defending free speech.
Except for the guy out.
Except for the
except for the reporter.
And
Get out. Somebody get him out of here.
Yeah, he had to be conciliatory because they didn't get him out of there because he has every right to be there, Lindsey. Boy,
jeez,
don't cross Lindsey Graham.
Yeah, that's great.
He'll get upset with you. Boy.
What was the thing he said? I believe in free speech, but when was that? We should dig that up since he's in the news right now. What was it? Or I believe in the Constitution, but
I don't remember. But
boy, there's been so many. I mean, I think 10 years ago he wasn't upset about the Obama administration having access to American cell phones. Now, I'm not doing anything wrong.
Right. Yeah, you're not the one who decides that.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of them.
Lindsey. The other thing, remember when he was so complimentary of Joe Biden and what a great person he is?
Oh, yeah.
And how you're insane or you're
you've
evil
got a problem
if you don't like him?
Yeah, you've got a problem. Yeah, exactly. And right along with the uniparty theme of Lindsey Graham not wanting any dissent, and from the press, I would like to point out, but also Hillary Clinton was at this this gathering, this consortium of thinkers of our time or whatever the hell it was.
It was a HAG event.
Yeah, it was Kinkles were the topic. So there's a guy there who is wanting her to condemn Joe Biden's call for $100 billion to fund these wars, to get us dragged into every corner of the earth, and she reacts in much the same way as Lindsey Graham. Now, I'll warn you, this clip is, how long is this thing?
2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's like 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Pat, I don't know if you'll make it to the end, but I am highly entertained by all of this. See what you think of this clip here.
Struck by the hypocrisy of this.
Two more people to hear from.
I'm sorry.
You have a chance. Well, I'm not sorry. Sit down.
I know you're not sorry. That's the point. The hypocrisy of this speech. The hypocrisy of the fact that what do you have? Can you please make a statement about President Joe Biden's speech? This is a clearly warmongering speech. President Joe Biden is calling for $100 billion of funding for Israel, Taiwan, and Ukraine, and we're supposed to just bundle these together and pretend like we're going to rush to World War III, and we're all just going to let Hillary Rodham Clinton sit here. Okay.
I'm sorry. This is not the way to have a conversation.
I'm sorry.
If you want to have a conversation, you're welcome to come talk to me afterwards.
You can sit here. Okay, right. You're gonna wait for me, right? Please. I do not believe you.
I will listen to you, and I will respond to you.
I do not believe you. Respectfully, I do not believe you. And the fact of the matter is that the American people's voice are what need to be heard.
Yeah, because
our president is not speaking for the American people, and neither are you.
That's your opinion. That's your opinion.
Yes, that's my opinion.
Well, then sit down. We've heard your opinion. Thank you very much. Now we're going to.
I'm not going to sit down. I'm not going to stop here. I'm not going to stop
working on behalf
I'm going to wait here.
Rights.
I'm going to exercise my free speech
until
it's
not free speech when you are disrupting everybody else's opportunity.
It is free speech. This is free speech, everyone. This is free speech. That is not free speech. This is people constructing narratives that are openly hypocritical. I'm sorry. The incredible hypocrisy. You tell me John Foster Dulles went with Eleanor Roosevelt to bring this Declaration of the Rights of Man. John Foster Dulles was involved with the CIA.
That's a fact.
You're brilliant in your historical
thank you. And the Pinochet regime. Could you please inform me about the United States involvement in these historical things?
We're going to move on.
Miss Clinton, will you denounce Joe Biden?
Look at that guy.
Will you denounce Joe Biden's
human rights? Not just yelling about it. So, Frank, I want to turn to you because you are
Uganda. This is incredible.
And what I want to hear is for Hillary Rodham Clinton to
She tries to move on, and it is not happening.
She wants to talk about Uganda so badly here.
To push us to World War III.
It's true.
Understand?
It's true.
I know.
It's not about Israel and Palestine. It's not football. This isn't football. It's not Team America.
Well, I'm sorry, but some of us are on Team America despite our
No,
flaws
please.
and our
You're not one of them.
That's me.
that's a good lie, Hillary.
You can't take over the event.
She wants to talk about Uganda so badly.
Or what?
Every person on this stage has risked their life, their income, their reputation, their careers, and what have you done other than
Yeah, please.
I know, Spirit.
Listen to the background stuff.
You have to listen to me.
records against you any
You're
day
disrupting the
of the
event.
year?
I'll respond. What I have done is I have asked Hillary Rodham Clinton to denounce the president's openly warmongering, suicidal, idiotic speech.
And I've
That's
given
what I've
my
asked.
answer. I will
That's
not
what
do
I've
that.
done.
So that's the end of our conversation. But I'll still meet you outside. But you're
I'll
done.
still meet you outside,
Okay,
but you're
Frank.
done.
Okay.
Frank,
See you at the bus stop. All right.
I want to know. I do want
We'll
to know
have
if
this
that
out.
actually happened.
Yeah. I'd love to know if she did meet him afterwards. Please. You know she didn't. Too bad we don't know who that kid is.
I
because I'd like to track him down and see if. Did she meet
Did it
you
actually
afterwards?
happen? Did you go back there, try to meet her?
Yeah.
Did you wait by the exit door for a couple hours?
But boy, the elites are getting nervous that the people aren't supporting all-out total war.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Which they're
on both sides
desperately pushing. They're desperately pushing it. They keep egging us on closer and closer to world war. They're not going to be happy until it's full on.
Sure seems like that. That's for sure.
It does. It does. They're hell bent for election to get us into World War III.
Yes.
Meanwhile, KJP was asked about oil money funding Iran.
Yeah, I hadn't thought this through. This is a great question that she refuses to answer, mostly because she's just brain dead and has no idea.
Yeah, she can't answer questions. But here she
The
is.
average price of Brent oil was $58. Under this president, it's $83 a barrel. So the price of oil is more. Is that giving Iran enough money to fund these terror groups in the Middle East?
I mean, I wholeheartedly disagree that our actions are giving. Is that what you're saying? Can you say that again?
The current energy policies in the U.S.
From our energy policies.
Yes.
Yes, seeing the price of oil go up because when you restrict supply here in the United States, it's forcing people to get the global supply from somewhere else. OPEC is cutting prices of oil, so the price of oil goes up.
Yeah, and we're not part of OPEC, as you know.
Iran is more
so they're going to make their decisions on whatever they decide. We are not a member of OPEC.
But the administration has decided to regulate the oil industry here in the U.S. and restrict investment, future investment in the oil supply in the U.S. And so as the price of oil goes up, is that giving
She has no idea what he's
Iran
talking
enough
about.
money to fund these terror groups?
It seems to be a big jump. And so,
no, it's really not.
Certainly, I'm not going to speak into that type of hypothetical. It sounds like
It's
a
not
hypothetical
a
that you're
hypothetical.
asking. So
He's-
certainly,
Pause
I'm
it for a
not going to
second.
wade into that.
He's talking about what has happened. It's what has happened. The price of oil has gone up because you've stopped drilling in America. That's what he's saying.
Yep.
And that's not hypothetical. It is a fact right now.
But see,
it's a fact.
See, you can't just assume that someone like KJP knows that Iran is a part of OPEC. See, he has to say that. The reporter has to say, you do understand what I'm saying here. We get
And she
oil from
doesn't, of
OPEC.
course.
Iran is part of OPEC, so we are funding Iran, who's funding Hamas. Do you understand the breadcrumbs, lady?
And by the way, if we were drilling our own oil, we wouldn't need the oil from OPEC. We wouldn't need it.
Madness.
As we were doing under Donald J. Trump.
And that was the point he started off
energy
making.
independent.
How much lower the price of oil was under the previous
53 a
administration.
barrel as opposed to 83 now.
You do understand that, don't you?
Don't do your hypotheticals, bro.
The answer is no. She doesn't understand that or much of anything else.
No, she doesn't.
Ugh.
Fact is, it's frustrating.
Yep.
It's really frustrating. Congratulations. That's our White House spokesperson. Communications director at the White House. She's good, isn't she?
Yeah.
888-933-93. I guess we'll chew the fat.
That's fine. I'm looking forward to it.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Got some tweets here. Uncontexted 2 Electric Boogaloo tweets. At this point, you got to figure anyone the Republicans all agree on to be speaker is probably compromised somehow.
Yeah.
Sad but true. Hogasm. Can a mute person become the Speaker of the House? Get it? See? Because
there was a push for Grimace last night on Twitter.
Was there?
To be our next Speaker of the House. So.
Okay. That wouldn't be a bad choice. Couldn't be much worse than who they're trying to stick us with. Rock and Roll G-Mom. Wow, that mini documentary about Hamas you played this morning was powerful. I was never able to put this together. Where can I find it? Who wrote it? We'll post it.
Yeah.
On the Twitters.
At Pat Unleashed.
You're welcome. We did. It's a whole show thing. We did. It's a whole show thing we did.
1993 USMC. Think about this. Our tax dollars are funding terrorists to pay cartel members to smuggle them across our border. That's great.
Yep.
Carl Smith. Wow, 2.4 million illegal alien encounters at our southern border, including 172 on the terror watch list. Imagine how bad it would be if the border weren't secure. Jeffy is my spirit animal. Tweets, why do we have a bunch of senators in Israel? What's their purpose there? The show? Donors? Is free speech not allowed in Israel? I want to be a senator so I can go on vacations on the government dime and make my own rules for other people.
No kidding. And I saw what's-her-face even went over there. The mayor or the governor of New York. What is she doing over there? Hochul shows up over there. Get out. Worry about your own state. Yeah.
Hochul's over there too? Wow. Yeah. Sons of Thunder 43. We're all deplorable to Hillary with 2 L's.
2 L's, yeah.
Not the Hillary with 1 L.
No,
so that's good. Also, we got this fabulous tweet from Biden.
Oh yeah.
Little image here. Do we have it up? Can we put that on?
See. Full screen 7.
He tweeted out that there's no place for hate. There's no place for
of course,
Islamophobia. I mean, why? Why are we talking about that?
I don't know. I mean, we had KJP the other day. Right?
Yeah.
Talking about, when asked about anti-Semitism, switch it to Muslims and the hate of Muslims, right? And she took a lot of heat for that. So she already walked that back. That back, saying, to be clear, the president and our team are very concerned about a rise in anti-Semitism, especially after the horrific Hamas attack in Israel.
Wow.
So, and then we have our president.
Yeah, as Americans, we must come together and reject Islamophobia.
What?
And all forms of bigotry and hatred. Where is this coming from?
Right.
Why? Why are you babbling about this?
In city after city after damn American city, we are seeing protests and marches against Israel.
Right.
Not Muslims.
Anti-Semitism.
So stop with this crap,
I
man.
have said repeatedly that I will not be silent in the face of hate. Well, then why aren't you yelling at the a-holes who are protesting on behalf of Hamas?
Unbelievable.
We must be unequivocal. There is no place in America for hate against anyone. That is just what
a gross
is the deal with this Islamophobia nonsense.
I don't know.
This administration.
I can't take it. All right, let's hit the intro. It's time for Chewing the Fat with Jeffy. And there it was.
Wait.
Okay.
I mean,
there it was.
That was good.
Time to chew the fat now.
Tips, that's it.
He just said it's time to chew the fat now.
Bang.
As in right now.
Here it is.
I don't know about you, but I am sick of the Islamophobia. I'll tell you that.
Right.
Thank you.
That's what I feel.
Thank you for saying that.
That's what I feel for that open.
You know what? There's no room for it.
Wait, hold on.
There's no room.
Yeah. That's what I feel. You can't help what I feel. Okay?
No, we won't try.
Great.
to help.
Great time of year for sports fans, though. I mean, let's just forget about the whole Islamophobia stuff. I mean, the World Series is set to begin this Friday night with the... How about those Arizona Diamondbacks beating the Philadelphia Phillies and the Texas Rangers?
Were you not shocked?
I was amazed.
That both teams had to go on the road, the Rangers and the Diamondbacks, and win 2 games in the other ballpark.
Sucks.
Incredible. It was incredible.
Sucks.
I know if you're a Phillies fan, like I know you are.
Oh, huge Phillies fan.
They lost to the Diamondbacks.
Yeah,
it was their year.
I'm really bummed about the Astros. This should have been another World Series for them. But
I will say,
not quite.
Watching,
I mean, they were down 2-0, right? Then they came back 3-2.
Yeah,
and then they lost the last 2 at home.
Yeah, all 7 games were won by the road team in that series.
Yeah,
incredible.
Weird. That's really weird.
It was fun to watch.
Have you seen the home run? Do you want to do the home run?
We can do it here if you want.
I didn't know.
You asked me to schedule it, and I put it in.
I'm sorry.
I put it in my schedule, but
I thought it was fun.
whatever.
Sorry. You got to see this home run.
No, we'll do it now.
Okay, watch the lady with the crown. Just watch the lady with the crown. Whoops. She was completely oblivious, like where she was. Play it again. Play it again. Just watch the lady with the crown and almost gets killed by the baseball coming in right at her. Just
bunk.
Completely oblivious. Anyway,
where did it hit her?
Didn't hit her. Right next to her. She's lucky it didn't hit her.
Yeah.
Look at that. Just
because
how
I could have
are
hit
you
her right in the
clueless?
face.
Do you know you're at a baseball game? Anyway, sorry, Jeffrey.
It may have hit her right there.
Oh, it might hit her lap or something.
At the end, yeah, she shocked up.
But how we?
Oops! Wow, just barely over his mitt.
I know.
So clueless.
Wow.
I haven't watched much of the Astros this year, but I will say, now baseball is becoming like NASCAR, where they have patches on their uniforms and stuff now, which I'm a fan of, by the way. I'm a 100% fan. And I see where Houston has a patch that says Oxy on it.
I saw that.
And I thought, when I first saw that, I was like, no, it's got to be like DXY or something, right? They're not wearing a patch that actually just says Oxy, because I'm a fan of that, 100%. But it's for the Occidental Petroleum Company. But I'm a fan of the patch that just says Oxy.
Oxycontin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Big
what a
fan
surprise.
of that.
You'd be a fan of that.
Big fan of that.
Shocked.
Anyway. So we have the first 4 games starting Friday night. If a team sweeps, you're looking at the World Series being over in October. Otherwise, November it is. Then we have college football, NFL in full swing. NHL is underway. The NBA tipped off last night. A whole bunch of stories inside the stories, like, Che Flores, for example, the first openly non-binary trans NBA referee. One piece that Che was missing was that no one knew how I identified. Being misgendered as she, her, always just felt like a little jab in the gut.
Okay.
But now, after the 44-year-old, she started in the NBA as a non-staff official. She's officiated the WNBA, a decade in the G League, refereed in the NCAA for 13 years. Okay. She now Che uses the pronoun they. And so I'm just excited that they can go through the world and even do they's job more comfortably. Congratulations on being the first.
We are a mad world.
Out non-binary trans NBA referee. So now if she gets misgendered, I guess she can say, hey, I identify as a they. Oh, it's a good day for they.
Sorry, there's more than one of you? Is that why? Or what? What's
really
stupid?
Really. That's
ridiculous.
The word. That's
it's
the
stupid.
word. Another story inside the stories, Mattress Mac, you know him, you love him, the Houston area furniture store owner who loves to gamble, lost at least $7.9 million on the Astros bet this year.
Well, last year or the year before, he won $10 million.
That's what I was going to say. So. It doesn't sound as bad when you realize that he won $75 million last year.
Oh, it was $75 million?
So you feel like he could have won $50 million this year. Could have won $50 million if they'd have won this year. So because he bet $1 million early on, and then he bet which would have had a plus 1,100 odds. Then he bet a 1.9 million that would have given him 11.4. Right. Then $2 million would have gotten him 12. Another $1 million would have gotten him 11. Another $2 million, a pre-divisional series, would have gotten him another $9 million. But
I swear, if I had Mattress Max money, that would be me.
Yeah.
I guess he's just going to have to sell some extra mattresses and bet on some other sports for a little cash.
It used to be that he had one location. I mean, that's how successful he is at that location. Does he have two now or something? I mean,
I think he does.
It's not like he's got locations all over the world. He's a Houston businessman. And for most of the time, it's just been the one location. And so that's how much he dominates that market,
he does.
With that
and the city loves him, and he loves them.
Yeah,
he's opened his stores up, and I mean, he's done
he's a good guy.
Good things for the citizens. Yes, and he can do what he wants with his money if he wants to gamble, whatever.
Yep.
So yesterday in Iceland, tens of thousands of women, including the prime minister, by the way, walked out on their jobs to protest gender inequality. Even though Iceland is ranked as one of the world's most progressive countries when it comes to gender equality, some women, according to this, still earn at least 20% less than their male counterparts. Do they?
Mm-hmm. Do they?
This is what I don't understand.
So how much is that ref paid? I wonder.
This is what I don't understand, though. As part of the protest, women were being encouraged not to do any household chores to show the importance of their contribution to society. I mean, all that does is make more work for yourself today. I don't understand. It just doubles up the dishes and the chores to be done today.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. Maybe
it's still got to get done by them.
Maybe it's just me. I just don't understand that.
No, I see where you're coming from.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why you would do that.
Oh, Pat, by the way, I'm looking at a map of Houston, and I'm just trying to see if there's more than one gallery furniture.
Gallery furniture
Yeah,
stores.
I only see one.
Yeah.
But I love, as I'm scrolling around the map here, I see Galilei furniture. I mean, like Galally.
Somebody trying to cash in.
Tell this phone to shut up. Anyway, Mega Furniture Gallery. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked last week about Mary Lou Retton in the ICU, and we find out now she's back home, returned from the hospital after her weeks-long stay for her rare form of pneumonia that restricted her ability to breathe by herself. Daughters say she's home and in recovery mode. We still have a long road to recovery ahead of us, but baby steps. Since the establishment of the Spot Fund page, they've raised over $459,000. I feel like $459,000 isn't going to cover all those ICU days, but it's a start. It's a start.
They were looking for 50. So
well, I think
way beyond that.
I think you have to have a goal set when you start a GoFundMe or a Spot Fund Me page, right? So, I mean, yes, they originally said the goal was 50,000, but I just feel like 459, which is great, awesome, but. I might want to work out some kind of deal with the hospital.
Yeah.
This is all you're
she
getting.
Not independently wealthy at this point?
I don't know. They talk about her.
Successful person.
They talk about her getting a divorce a few years ago, so maybe the divorce wiped her out. I don't know. It just feels like whatever money issues just feel like it just happened. You know what I mean? Like, because you're right. You would think that.
Yeah, you'd think.
So just look for a new book coming out soon. Mary Lou Retton and my struggle with being the happy face of pneumonia. Something, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Something, okay? I see where all of you all wound up about the Cuban flag that's in Miles Morales' apartment in the new Spiderman 2 game. How about you calm down a little bit, okay? Insomniac Games say they're fixing it. They accidentally put Cuba's flag instead of Puerto Rico's, and so they're going to change it. It is interesting how close they are, though, between Cuba and Puerto Rico. It's almost as if they're one and the same, but they're not. They're not.
Wait a minute.
Puerto Rico.
Chris?
They're not.
They're one and the same?
It's almost as if they're one and the same.
There's only the color that's different. The stripes are blue and then Puerto Rico's red.
Now, as an American territory,
you're an American now, right?
Shouldn't their flag be I don't know, the Star-Spangled Banner?
You'd think so, right?
Yeah. What's
You
the
could say
deal?
the same thing about Florida.
Wait,
you
what?
could say the same thing about any other state.
Okay,
every
that's
state
just
has
in addition to the
Yes.
American flag. They've got their own, right? Okay. I guess that's a good way to look at it.
That is
It's
a
the
good
only
way to look at it. Yeah. That's true. I see where Costco's CEO is stepping down in January to be succeeded by the warehouse chain's current president. Hopefully that means they'll stop with this whole got to check your ID on the card BS.
Yeah,
let's go
I
ahead
was
and
there
stop
yesterday,
that, okay?
and they didn't check me.
They did check me the last time I was there.
They
but,
did
but they
or
did,
didn't?
But they did. But there's no way they can verify it.
Okay, but
And
see,
there's no way they can verify it. If you have,
they go
if
to
you have
the
what,
they go to the counter or whatever.
No, I have a card with my picture on the back of it.
Yeah.
So if you just if I used a card, any card, like if I was using your card with your picture on the back of it, and they say, "Oh, that doesn't look like you," it's me. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
I transitioned. Shut up.
I don't know,
What are you gonna
My
do?
wife's picture is on the back of the card.
That was before I transitioned. Stop me.
maybe Jeffy's not the best control for this experiment.
me.
I think he's just on so many watch lists that they're like,
That just
that's
ticks
true.
me
Jeff
off.
Fisher
man.
guy.
It just ticks
That's
me
true.
off. Yeah, it's cool.
I mean, the first time they did that, I'm like, "Are you trying to drive me to
I
Sam's
sure
Club?
feel that way.
Do
yes.
you want me to leave
I know.
and go buy these products at Sam's
because
Club?"
they
we
understand
just
when
have-
you get to the line, if I don't have my card, I've just wasted an hour here.
Yeah, right.
And they're just pissed that you didn't buy the membership if you're using someone else's card. They're still getting the money for the products.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good point, too.
So, reminder to subscribe to my daily show, Chewing the Fat, by the way, available wherever you get your podcast, Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher. I know this particular show likes to deny that global warming isn't as bad as portrayed. But now we have actual proof of climate change, global warming, and it's well documented from 1900 through 2020. Tell me again we don't have global warming. I don't think you can.
Look at that. If you're listening,
don't think you can.
The undergarments have gotten much smaller over the last 100 years.
That's pretty good.
That's awesome.
So, I mean, it will stay. The climate is warming, and there's no doubt about it. Mm-hmm. All right, we can talk college football if you want. BYU taking on the Texas Longhorns this week.
I'll be there
in Austin. Could be a long drive back from the old city of Austin.
We'll see. It could.
It could be.
Good. I don't know. If they don't play better than they have been playing, it will be a long drive back.
Coach Akuna Matata better have them boys up and running, man.
In fact, you saw a bowl projection that piqued your curiosity?
Yeah, about 3 or 4 of the people who project these things this time of year are predicting BYU, Nebraska in the Guaranteed Rate Bowl.
Oh, we'll take it.
I'd take it.
Is Nebraska going to win 6 games?
Yes.
Where are they now?
4-3.
4-3.
Yeah,
not bad.
And a favorable schedule the rest of the way.
BYU's 5-2. So, but they've got. I think it's the 3rd toughest schedule in the country remaining. 3rd toughest. So
you want to go to
difficult.
Phoenix for the Guaranteed Rate Bowl?
Phoenix.
That's
not bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it'd be fun. Bowl games are fun, no matter where they're at.
Right.
It's just that some are better than others, is all. Mm-hmm. I'm sure my 16th ranked Missouri Tigers.
Oh, yeah, that's good, man.
We got Georgia
Congratulations.
coming up in 2 weeks, though. So
who is
Georgia? Not this week, but
ooh,
we're going to buy this.
So you're getting close to that high water mark?
We are getting close to that high water mark.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome. Thanks for being here. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Let me tell you about real estate agents I trust. Because if you're trying to sell a home, buy a home, do both, you're relocating, you need a really good realtor. Somebody who can give you great advice on what updates you need to do or don't need to do, what you won't get your money out of, all of those kinds of things. These are successful people who know the market, who know what buyers are looking for, and they'll get you through this process. They'll see you through from start to finish. Plus, this is a free service that we provide to you. We just hook you up with the great realtor, and you take it from there. Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name says it all. realestateagentsitrust.com.
Beware. Pat Gray is unleashed.
So we got some gifts from Kirk in Omaha. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. So,
what do we get?
Well, I think these are very thoughtful gifts. He sent me, I don't know if it's because I'm from Georgia or what, but, he sent me an old can of Billy beer.
Oh, awesome.
Isn't that nice?
That must be the Georgia tie, I would say.
Yes, I guess so, yeah.
They still have Billy beer?
No, I think this is just old.
It's an old one?
Yeah. But
is there beer in it?
No, he knocked off. Yeah, it's old time. But congratulations, America. We've gone from a president's brother has a brewery to Hunter Biden's laptop.
And that was controversial.
It sure was.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I love this. To Pat, I present a coin. These are really nice gifts, by the way. I present a coin honoring your favorite president. Display it proudly, especially on Tuesdays. Enjoy, Kirk. And this is a James K. Polk, of course, is the coin there. That's a good one there. Jeffy, did your grandpa ever tell you that the U.S. Mint produced a silver coin with your likeness on it? It's a Ben Franklin coin here for you.
Sent me a coin?
How cool is that?
Is it a real coin or a fake one?
Wow.
That's real. Oh, these are
nice.
These are the real deal.
Yeah, these are nice.
To Chris Cruz.
Can you believe there's a James K. Polk engraved coin?
Bro, I have a
Where did
roll
that
of
come
Calvin
from?
Coolidge coins.
Wow.
So, yes. To Chris Cruz.
Uh-huh.
I know you don't tip.
Look at this.
But I do. How great is it that you get to work with these guys? Yeah. don't forget that.
Right?
And
what a treat for
I don't
you,
know.
Chris.
I can't tell. That's not nice. Like some kind of rare penny or something.
really
I don't know
cool.
if it's a wheat penny or something going on with that penny. But congratulations. You can now leave that at the diner as your tip.
Okay.
Thank you, Kirk.
Yeah, thanks.
Very thoughtful
Very
stuff,
cool.
man. I
Yeah,
appreciate
really
it.
cool.
Yeah.
It's a really nice looking coin. Did you show it on the? There it is. Yeah, I don't know if you can
Put my Billy beer.
see it very well, but it's James K. Polk's likeness on there.
Yeah, I got Ben Franklin obviously and the Liberty Bell on the back.
Or you.
$50. Nice.
Or
Really
it's
nice.
you.
See how much this bad boy is worth. I mean, thanks for the gift, and man, will I treasure it.
And so Kirk pointed out that we both were DJs at KRNU, which is the campus radio station at the University of Nebraska. So very cool. Appreciate that very much, man.
Huh. Small world, isn't
Small
it?
world,
It is,
indeed.
isn't it?
Imagine that.
Those were good days.
All right. So, did you see the story about how successful this new vaccine has been? Whoa! People can't get it fast enough.
Mr. Pfizer's out there pimping it when he's not hanging out with Taylor.
A whopping 2% of America has raced out in the last 5 weeks.
2%?
2%. Count it. One.
Wow.
Two.
Is that what-
2% has gotten the new vaccine.
Think of the money that they've spent on ad campaigns for
I know.
people to get that shot too. And both the flu and the vaccine. I mean, Travis Kelce's been making the rounds with his two things at once campaign.
Yeah.
And
Stupid.
2%.
Stupid.
Yeah, Mr. Pfizer.
I love that nickname from Aaron Rodgers, Mr. Pfizer.
Mr. Pfizer.
That's great.
Good stuff.
Awesome.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Well, Joe Biden was bragging about him still.
Yep.
I mean, these
Yep. He's bragging about the mRNA shots. Here it is.
Starting on day one, in the middle of the pandemic,
Read it, baby.
we vaccinated a nation, the greatest operational effort ever undertaken by this country.
Yeah.
Operational.
Yeah, it was
We
mostly
did
Trump,
it
but good
with
job.
a strategy based on science,
Did
not
you?
on politics.
Oh, is that right?
Now,
What bull crap.
science is exploring whether the mRNA technology that brought us safe and effective COVID vaccines
Safe and effective?
can be used against cancer.
They're neither.
Oh, my gosh.
Safe and effective.
If I get cancer, I'm not putting an mRNA shot in me. I don't care what promises are made.
Wow.
Yeah, you will.
And by the way, no.
You'll do anything you can to defeat
Got
cancer.
it. No. Okay, I'll do
Man.
bone broth. So, did you know he's basically giving Trump credit, is he not?
No. He's trying to take all the
He's
credit
taking
for himself.
all the credit for himself.
I'm
Which
sorry.
is
I
asinine.
I misworded that. He's basically taking credit for something that failed.
That Trump did, yes.
That failed, even though it was a Trump thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Was that a weird thing at the beginning of this clip? How he felt it necessary to repeat the word operational? Like, am I getting hung up on this for no reason at all?
I don't know. I didn't notice that.
Watch this. It's very odd.
Said it twice.
Sounds like
weird.
something I should have gotten hung up on.
Right. That's why I was shocked.
Yeah. All right. Let's hear it.
Starting on day one, in the middle of the pandemic, we vaccinated a nation, the greatest operational effort ever undertaken by this country. Operational.
What the hell is that?
And we did it.
I don't know.
Yeah. The greatest operational effort ever undertaken by this country. Operational.
I'm so glad you went back and said that again, bro.
Did he not?
I don't know.
He didn't like the way he said it the first
he
time.
didn't like the way he said it. Yeah.
The greatest operational thing that we've ever operational.
All right.
I drive my wife nuts with that. If I say something and I don't like the way I said it, I'll repeat it too. I admit I have that disease. I have to say it right.
Hey, we all have a little OCD in us, you know.
All have
like some people will be walking along, and like if they miss the thing, they have to go back and touch it again, you know. Yeah. Or
yes.
like with me,
I got that too.
I you know how many times I've used that excuse. I'm sorry, I had to back up and touch it again. It's my OCD.
Like with me,
how's that working out though?
It works out fine.
Yeah,
it works out fine. Yeah.
All right.
Is that what you called for bail money the other day? That was you, wasn't it? No, but like if I take the end of your shoe, tap it on the ground a few times, then you got to tap the other one the exact amount of times. Maybe it's just me.
So it evens out.
A little freaky.
It evens out exactly. All right, you want to play this game? Jeffy is disqualified. He already knows the answer to this. He already saw the clip. Let's play this game where you predict, Pat, which story Joe Biden is going to tell.
Where is he speaking at?
He's at a health thing where he's just talking about the MRI. He's honoring recipients for like Medal of Honor type stuff. For
do I get to hear any of it?
Yeah, but first you get a guess.
Oh.
Which story is he going to tell us that does not fit here at all?
Just completely out of the blue.
Yeah.
So I will say this.
So
you gotta have some kind.
Yeah, that's right. I think we play like a couple seconds here.
Well, we could just say that. Just know that there's all kinds of stuff going on around the world.
Okay.
Right.
Here we go.
With
I think it gives it away.
Countries.
I'm going to say it's before I even see anything.
Yeah.
Let me guess. Xi Jinping's story. Yes. The 17,000 miles travel of Xi Jinping.
I saw this yesterday.
Something like that.
I came in this
was
morning.
I right?
I asked Keith this morning, like, was that the same one or was it new?
And I said, yeah, it's totally. You know what? Let me go back and check. You're right.
Gosh.
Nope, it's from that. Yeah.
All right, let's see it.
I've long said America can be defined by a single word.
You gotta be kidding me.
On the Tibetan Plateau with Xi Jinping. I spent a great deal of time with him one-on-one. Back when I was vice president and since then.
How many
Incredible.
miles?
And he looked at me and he said, we just had simultaneous interpreters. He said, can you define America?
Simultaneous interpreters.
Details
I said, I can. One word. I mean it sincerely. Possibilities.
Wait, that's not the word.
Possibilities.
That's not the word it was last time. Changed the story. Last time it was in the foothills of 11-0.
It was operational, I think, last time. Operational. It was operational.
One word. We had simultaneous interpreters.
That's a new wrinkle.
That is a new wrinkle.
It can be summed up in one word. Oligarchy. Oligarchy.
I didn't know that you could have simultaneous
interpreters,
but that's a good gig.
Because they know what you're going to say.
Especially on the foothills.
Even as you're saying it. Yeah.
Right there in the foothills?
So was he at the foothills or was he on the plateau? Now that changed
Weird
too.
thing.
Right?
Why? And he tells it that way every time.
I don't understand.
Said America can be summed up in one word. We were on the Tibetan Plateau. That's not one word, first of all.
Okay. And it's also not the foothills of the Himalayas like it was last time.
Jeez.
I spent a lot of time with Xi Jinping. That's not a good thing either.
No,
by the way.
none of this is impressive. None of it's interesting. None of it's good. None of it makes sense.
Jeff.
Why do you keep telling it? Why?
I don't know.
He honestly thinks it's the first time he's told it. Every time.
He must.
That's very possible.
He must.
That's very possible.
Show it one more time. This is incredible. The way he tells his story all the time.
I've long said America can be defined by a single word. I was in the Tibetan Plateau
here
with
we
Xi
go.
Jinping. I spent a great deal of time with
Here
him
we
one-on-one
go.
back when I was vice president and since then.
Incredible.
And he looked at me and he said,
Does he do the
"We just
17,000?
had Simultaneous
No. Okay.
interpreters. He
Darn
said,
it.
"Can you define America
You
for
get
me?"
the interpreters instead.
And I said, I can.
Right.
One word. I mean it sincerely.
Operation.
Possibilities.
No possibilities.
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 Oh, you are so
possibilities. That's what I said. Possibilities.
And Jeffy's right, man.
Like that's even a good word to sum up America.
Yeah.
I don't think that's even the best way you can sum us up. Possibilities.
I mean, it's the best he has.
And Jeffy,
Wow.
I think you've been pointing
Wow.
out this lingering
Freedom.
cough of his.
Oh yeah, it's getting bad.
It's been everywhere this week. In this clip,
It might just, is it a habit or is he actually
I don't
sick?
know.
I think
Yeah,
he's
I don't
sick.
know.
I think he's
I
sick.
don't know.
But in this clip, he ends up coughing on this old. Watch this clip, man.
Awesome.
So, oh no, Joe needs one of those.
I was just thinking that's what he's thinking.
Watch this.
I need to get me one of those.
Let me.
And who's the guy?
He was one of
vet?
the
recipients of the National Medal of.
There we go. So he's just passing out medals and stuff. But
the way he looked at it was he was like, I got to get me one of those.
Yeah, I know.
It did.
He looked like he was envious of the. Look
Yeah.
at this guy motoring around, man.
Whoa.
Hey, that's
Look
what
at
I
that. Look at
need.
that. After he's slick.
Whoa.
Look
Look
at
at that. He's like,
that.
where'd you get that?
That's
Where'd you
exactly
get
what he's doing.
It's like a kid playing Hot Wheels, and he
great.
sees the other kid with
Yeah.
a Hot
Recipients
Wheel.
of the National Medal
Play that
of-
again from the start. I
that's
just
awesome.
love that look on his.
Hey.
Oh,
Hey.
Yeah.
I got to
Whoa.
That is fantastic.
This is a great
That is
opportunity to
stinking
subscribe
fantastic.
if you're listening to this. If you'd like the visual, blazetv.com/Pat.
That one's got handbrakes on it.
Okay, so you can't have a public appearance by one Joseph Robinette Biden without the exit from the stage.
Oh, I love it. I love it. We've made this
He
point
never
almost
knows.
every day.
Yeah, it's every
He
time.
never knows where to go, what to do, even though he's been told over and over and over before every event. Okay, Mr. President, when you are done with your speech, exit to the right or exit to the left or wait for the person who'll come up there and lead you, whatever it is. Yeah. He can't do it.
Did you play the clip where he walked out and introduced himself? Did you play that
Yes.
clip? Okay.
We played
I mean,
that
the same thing. He can't even walk
yesterday.
out now.
I know.
I know.
He can't
I
walk
know.
out now.
I know, bro.
Here it is. Here's
we are.
yesterday's.
Here we are. We're done here.
Distinguished guests, please remain in your seats.
Where do I go? Where? Are you talking to me?
Thank you.
The same place as the Walkers went.
Completely lost. Has no idea where to go or what to do.
Can I get a walker?
Where's
That's
that
what
walker?
he's asking for the walker.
He is. He
I gotta
literally,
get me one
I
of
think
those.
he did.
Huh?
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what?
He did. I got to get me one
You know
of
what?
those. Look at that.
I wish I hadn't have sent that clip in. I wish I'd sent in a longer one because watch this. The guy on the left, when Joe walks by him, he turns his head with a look on his face like, I cannot believe that this is the president of the United States. He's in uniform. He just follows him. Watch the guy on the left. Hey, where's the walker? I'm supposed to have a walker.
And then he laughs like, oh, not me. I'm too virile and
you see the guy with a smirk. The guy with a smirk on his face.
He's like, yeah, you do need one.
He turns his head and he's like,
dude, you could use that.
I cannot believe that
Yeah.
you're the one that they stuck us with. 81 million votes my ass. Anyway, it was fun stuff.
You know, Medicare will get you one of those, Joe.
All right.
Oh, boy. We are in hell.
It's fun.
Awesome.
I guess I didn't expect
It's
hell
just
to
fun.
be so hellish.
I know.
But here
right?
we are.
Right? You didn't expect the fire and brimstone that continually burns but never consumes us. You
I feel
didn't
like
expect
that's
that.
everyone's problem.
It's really
I feel
warm,
like
though,
that's
isn't it?
everyone's
Yeah.
problem. You know, I didn't expect hell to be as hellish.
That's how we got here.
I know.
You don't really believe the stories, and then all of a sudden you're in it.
You're
and
there.
you're like,
Once you're in it, you are in it,
why
my
didn't
friend.
I lead a better life?
Words of wisdom.
All right. We've been talking to you about big tech censorship, telling you about a major step the Blaze is taking to declare independence from big tech ahead of the 2024 election cycle. Well, by now, hopefully you've heard, we have done it. We've got, our website is beautiful now. I think it's really beautiful.
I love the way it looks, yes.
It's really cool. It's streamlined. There's a lot of great news on it, and you don't have to put up with any ads. Now, there's no pop-ups either. It does pop up to invite you to subscribe.
Right.
But that's it. We're just inviting you right now. That will eventually go away because we're done playing the game. We're done being demonetized all the time. How many times, especially during the pandemic, did we say, well, okay, that's not going to be on YouTube today? Over and over and over and over, we got demonetized. And so what? We did it anyway because we wanted to tell the truth. We wanted you to get the information that you needed to have. And so it's really important to us. So now we're asking you to visit theblaze.com right now and subscribe to Blaze News. It'll cost you less than a cup of coffee a month. Less than a cup of coffee a month. And if you're already a Blaze subscriber, then it's included in your deal. Okay? But if not, please subscribe. Please support this effort. BlazeTV.com/Pat. When you use the offer code PAT, you'll get $36 off. It's PAT Plus? Oh, okay. The PAT Plus is, and I think you have to spell that out, right? Yeah. PAT, P-L-U-S, PAT Plus. BlazeTV.com/Pat.
You're listening to Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome. 888-933-93 Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Some tweets here. Code Monkey WTF. What?
The fudge?
Total fun.
And what total fun?
I think is what that stands for.
That's exactly what that stands for.
This is.
What the fun?
Did you notice the second name on the Downers list for Mary Lou? It was a $50,000 donation from Linda McInvale, Mattress Mac's wife. Wow, that's cool.
She's from Houston.
I didn't notice that.
She lives in
Good
Houston.
catch, man.
Yeah, that is a great catch. Now, I'm telling you, Jim McInvale's a great guy. Mattress Mac is.
Except that this wasn't him. This was his wife.
What are you talking about? The family is terrific. They're just great people. His commercials are some of the worst on the planet. Yeah. But obviously people respond to him.
And I got to say,
move some product.
Had the Astros won, Mary Lou might have got more cash.
Yeah, right.
But this year you're only getting $50,000. Okay?
She should have been a very big Astros fan. High Plains Stranger, I'm in the middle of being sick with COVID. It's not pleasant, but when I'm clear, my antibodies will be more effective than any experimental shot. Yeah, my wife's had it twice, and she, of course, as you know, I've said many times, is vaccinated. Just the first time. She didn't get the boosters. But she's gotten it twice, and I've only gotten it once. So, and I didn't get it the last time she had COVID. So, I think the antibodies are, your own immune system is better than this garbage mRNA they can give you.
You keep that ivermectin on hand, makes it a quick ride.
Right?
So,
but you got to find the right doctor to be able to get that prescribed to you.
I got one for you.
Yeah, do you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I've got buckets
if I get
of
it,
horse
I'm
paste.
coming. I'm definitely coming for that
I got
name.
buckets of horse paste in the shed, so man, I'll hook you
Do
up.
you?
No problem. I'll hook you up.
Yeah. Well, with your stable of horses, I can imagine.
Yeah.
That, you got
That's
a ton.
no problem. You just
ton
go
of
ahead,
ivermectin.
Dip into the old horse paste, and you're good to go.
I don't know why, but lately on the internet, I've seen a billion stories about Beatles trivia. Have you been? Is it just me? Maybe I'm just
It's just your algorithm.
That's your algorithm.
It's
I've seen that. Interesting.
I don't know why. I'm not. I mean,
Jeffy sees other things on his algorithm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
It ain't the Beatles.
Sometimes they're called Beatles, but
I don't get it, and I don't want
either.
to.
I'll show it to you.
I don't want to know about it.
We're good. We're good.
I came across this list of 20 ways the Beatles changed the world. Kind of fun. And
I actually did see this.
You did see it? You did see it?
I do remember seeing the 20 ways. Yes.
See?
Yes.
The first way, they led the charge of the British invasion. giving rise to a new type of British pop culture. They broke the rules on what album covers should look like.
Let me ask you a question before you go on farther.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I clicked on this and it was taking forever to get to the points.
Yeah.
So I moved on.
Yeah.
I was like, okay,
I'm not going to scroll
through.
I persevered.
Okay. Because some of those, they take forever to get to they want me to keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And, sorry, I don't care that much about the 20 ways the Beatles changed the world.
I was interested.
Okay, what do you got?
For instance, number 3, they were masters at marketing.
That's for sure.
They had merchandise like no bands had ever had up until that point.
And the fans,
not even Elvis.
The fans ate it up.
Yeah. I mean, they had merchandise of John, Paul, Ringo, George, and it's hugely collectible even now if you got some of that merchandise. They used their platform to advance political causes, which was pretty much unheard of in the early and mid-'60s. Yep. They did that. John Lennon and Yoko did the bed in or whatever they called it, the sleep in. I don't know. Bizarre.
So dumb.
They changed how records were produced. People forget how innovative they were in the recording studio. They did stuff that had never been done before. Used sounds and instruments that had never been used in Western music. Some of that stuff they got in their trips to India.
Still, though, I mean, they were doing things that people can't do that. Why?
Right,
Why
exactly.
Can't we do that?
They starred in and soundtracked movies that rewrote the rules of rock cinema. They were doing rock movies before anybody else.
Yeah.
I mean, can you think of a movie that was done before? What was the first one called? Hard Day's Night, right? Was Hard Day's Night the first one? Sounds right. But people weren't doing that stuff. And then the Who followed and with the rock opera and all of that. They stuck their necks out for racial justice. They were slated to play in the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville, Florida in 1964, but they were told that the audience was going to be segregated. And so they said, then we're not going to play. We don't play to segregated stadiums. And obviously, the stadium people caved in and said, all right, we'll integrate the audience. Yeah, so, I mean, that's cool. That's great. We don't have time to get through all the way through.
Think of that. I mean, that's just amazing.
Yeah, I know. Taking a stand like that in the mid-'60s, that just wasn't done.
In Florida?
Nobody,
Hello, down south?
Nobody did that. And they wanted American success because that's what made you. But they were willing to put it on the line. Pretty cool. There's more. And we've got some other things to get to as well before the show's over.
This is Pat Gray, Unleashed.
Couple of tweets here for you. Kevin Esslinger. Biden was more amazed that the old guy made it down the steps without falling.
I don't know, man.
Even though he was on a walker? I don't know. I think he coveted that walker.
I think so, too.
Quite frankly. Look at that. Look at that. He loves it. Because he's not at the stairs yet. He's like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
That needs to be a meme.
I'm president of the United States. I don't have one that cool.
Yes.
Or a GIF.
Putin on a Ritz. Tweets, I don't want to brag, but the mean streets of Helena are blanketed in white.
Oh, that's not cool.
Wow, there's that much cocaine on the mean streets?
No.
Is that what it is?
I think he means something
Somebody
else.
dropped white phosphorus on
that's uncalled for. You should not be doing that on the mean streets.
No
I know
way.
they're mean, but don't be dropping white phosphorus on them. Are you saying it's snow? Is that what you're saying?
I honestly don't know anymore.
Already. I mean, of course, it's October. When I lived there, we had, of course, this was back before global warming.
I see.
Yeah. It used to snow in September from time to time. But thank you for that. Because it's going to be, 85 today? Something here in the Metroplex? Huh. Although Monday. Did you see what the high was going to be Monday? 50.
Wow.
And Tuesday, I think 55 or something. I mean, it's going to be a nice, cool Halloween.
Actually have to wear a jacket.
Yeah, right. Which is fun. I love it. Can't wait.
Do you want to see this cult leader? So many people have told me I have to see this documentary. It's called Wild Wild Country.
Mm-hmm.
Fake Tyler Morgan is the most recent individual to tell me.
Are we sure that Pat has not seen this?
Okay, yeah. So have you not seen that documentary? It might be the last one.
I think so.
Standing.
It might be the only one I haven't seen, but all right, let's see it.
There we go.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people.
No.
Hang on.
But the people are retarded.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. So
wow.
There's your definition of democracy, I guess.
Well, what cult is he the head of?
Yeah, who is that guy?
I don't know. I think it might be multiple episodes, and like each one focuses on one different cult, or maybe it's just one long one. I don't know. But I've been told so many times I have to watch this thing. There you go. So there's your.
Because you might be able to get behind a guy like that.
Yeah, you want some more information, don't you?
Based on the beard alone, you're like, wait a minute, maybe he's got something to say.
Good looking hat.
Yeah, right.
But that reminded me of the parking lot scene and Something About Mary. Actually.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Go back and watch that. Oh, you know it. It's very funny.
I mean, we're having Something About Mary throwbacks. Holy cow.
You seriously don't know what I'm referring to?
No, I've never seen Something About Mary.
We've watched the clip where he's in the parking lot. And he's like, I work with.
Oh, yeah, with Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Or not Matt Damon.
Isn't that a little politically incorrect?
Matt Dillon.
I don't care what anyone says. You're going to tell me who I can and
Those
can't
little
work
bastards are...
Goofy little bastard. Thank you. We got there. It's one of the greatest scenes ever. And you could not do that today.
No.
No way.
That was 1999, I believe. That was probably the last
99,
ship.
2000 in there
that
somewhere.
was the last ship that sailed on that politically incorrect kind of scene.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's his face?
Because you quote one all
Johnny
the time
Knoxville
from
did,
2004 or 5.
Yeah,
okay.
The Ringer. With Johnny Knoxville, where he plays. His name is Jeffy, actually, and it's awesome.
And he actually says the word
all
and
the
then
time.
Asks when did that become politically incorrect?
That's awesome.
What movie is that? I got to see this.
Ringer. The Ringer. It's great.
Okay.
There's a couple of great lines in that movie. That's just great. And it's dealing with mentally handicapped people.
They're handy-capable. Jeffy,
do you find yourself doing this with your kids? I try to show them stuff from that era, that time, the 90s. Hey, there was a time that we could actually laugh.
Not anymore.
Society had
not
a
anymore.
sense of humor.
Yeah.
I apologize that you're growing up in an era where you're not allowed to laugh.
It's really
at things.
sad, too. Yeah. It's sad. We should be able to laugh at
mentally handicapped
things.
people. We should be able to laugh at those people.
But there should be things we can still laugh at, but there aren't. There aren't.
Nope, not allowed.
Yeah. So, got this from.
Doesn't matter. It's out there.
It's just out there in the ether on the webs. And it's about a devil comet.
Yeah, coming our way.
That is 3 times bigger than Mount Everest.
Whoa.
Headed towards Earth in 2024.
Bring it.
So this might be the one that finally puts an end to the madness.
Well, that
right?
picture that Joe just put up there, not quite the devil comet, but it was attached to this post.
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, and that's somehow the way the clouds and the sun, and looks like a devil approaching a church. Anyway, I don't know that that's what the devil
CGI.
comet's gonna look. Oh, it's
CGI. Yeah. Scientists at the British Astronomical Association reported that a horned comet 3 times bigger than Mount Everest exploded and is hurtling toward Earth.
So it sounds like we have to dodge multiple things then.
Yeah.
If it's already broken up.
So ominous comet will become visible in 2024, then be catapulted back into the solar system and won't make its cosmic comeback tour until the year 2095.
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
So wait, there's a chance though that it could hit us in 2024. That would be appropriate.
Yes, wouldn't it though? Then we've got this video sent our way. How many suns?
Oh yeah, this is
are there in our
fun.
sky?
Yeah.
This is kind of cool.
Okay.
Look at this.
Listen, I'm not a crazy conspiracy theorist.
Should have started the
but
video
that is
over.
the sun
Yeah,
going
right?
down over there. Am I correct about that?
Yeah, that's the sun. You're right.
Now look at this. Directly behind me. What is that? I'm not a flat earther by any means, but that and that can't both be the sun. What the hell is happening?
I love it.
There's nothing moving behind those clouds.
Interesting.
Yeah, huh?
It's just a big bright ball.
Okay.
And then that's the sun going down in the west by the ocean.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what the
Whoa.
Huh.
Oh, what do you think?
I don't know.
More CGI?
Like an optical
CGI.
illusion,
Yeah.
CGI, something like that.
Daniel grabs me in the hallway during the break, and he's like, hey, I can explain the two-sun thing.
Oh.
I'm like,
and what was it?
I don't want you to. And he insisted, and he decided to ruin life. And I figured it was something like this, but it's the
Did you?
the cloud on the left there was reflecting the sun.
Yeah.
That it,
Okay.
That's too bad. I'd rather there be two suns. Hell, it was Arizona. It might be two suns.
I think the two suns thing would have been evident a little before that.
You think so?
A little before that video came out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we would have noticed.
I thought maybe it was like the second sun that was showing up there was maybe the understudy. And didn't realize
there is the show, right? The
you're
one
not
show
supposed
called
to.
Two Sons.
Is it really?
From Made in London. Yeah, it was
I thought maybe the two sons just didn't get their schedules aligned. It was like, no, dude, you're not up yet.
Did you also read about
Yeah, that's what it was.
speaking of space objects? In a spectacular cosmic revelation, an international group of astronomers recorded a flash of radio waves. Okay, this the fast radio burst, they call it. It's a fast radio burst. And it was so distant that the signal took 8 billion years to get here.
Ooh, that's fun.
8 billion years. Now, how do you know that?
Right.
How do you know that? This thing lasted less than a second, like less than a millisecond.
Right. It's probably a news report from 8 billion years ago, though. That's how you know, right?
That's how you know. Yeah, right. Right. I think they said the year, and it was something like 8 billion BC. So that's how they know.
That's the burst we had.
Yeah.
So the cats that reported this 8 billion old signal are the same ones that might give us a 5-minute warning on some of these comets.
Right.
Or they tell us when a comet, we just had a narrow miss. Sorry, we didn't see that one coming. Oh, by the way, there's an 8 billion year old signal. Is it?
Yeah. Come on. It's labeled, this burst, FRB 20220610A, which is really, it rolls right off the tongue. So catchy. They need to come up with better names for these things. I maintain that. That's one of my main points about NASA, is that you need to name things a little bit better than you do. But it's not only the most distant, but also among the most powerful signals ever observed. It unleashed the energy equivalent to what our sun produces over 30 years in less than a millisecond. How is that possible?
Okay.
How is that possible? It's just bizarre. I mean, that's amazing to me. And 8 billion years old. I think our young Earth people down the block from us here at the Discovery Museum would say something a little bit different.
Yeah, I think they would.
Yeah.
I think they would.
They don't buy into the billions of years old theory. But do you buy the 1,000-year-old theory? Are you there? Are you there, Keith?
I kind of am.
On the Earth
and
the universe.
I think I truly
like
am.
6,000.
I see so many
6,000 years old.
Yeah, 6,000, 7,000
found,
in there somewhere.
hundreds of thousands of years, and we're finding, tools.
Much more
and
believable
bones.
than the billions of years or whatever is in the textbooks. That's for sure.
Yeah.
This theory.
Yeah.
I do have to ask, have the experience with ICR Museum, has that changed all your stories when you read about something found like a dinosaur bone?
It definitely does.
I think about it everywhere.
I think about it every time.
Every time I see a story, I'm like...
It has at least done that.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, my son and I were driving around the Badlands this time last week, and when you make stops there, the overlooks and all the, the Badlands. Anyway, there's these signs, and they say, this is billions of years, this is billions of years, and I was remarking to him, yeah, I mean, if you want to believe that, there's this sign here when you're looking out there. So, it's definitely affected my way of thinking.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I wanted to just kind of white it out and just put, let's see, 1,000 years ago.
You just come up with is it?
Is it?
And leave it.
Well, when you think of Mount St. Helens and what happened there, and the layers that exist,
that's always in my mind.
That supposedly took 100 million years, but they were actually created in 40.
Yeah, I'm constantly thinking about that
all the time. I think about it all the time.
Or that presentation over there.
Yeah, it's really interesting. If you have a chance, get to the ICR Discovery Museum.
Irving,
it's really
Texas.
good. All right, let me tell you.
I think it's Dallas.
Let me tell you about iTarget Pro. There's a lot to be nervous about right now. Just open social media, turn on the news, and all you see is crime and societal decay. A lot of people just run out and buy a gun, and then it sits in a safe. If there's ever an emergency, though, they're not going to be prepared, and they run the risk of hurting themselves or others. There is something you can do about that, though. You can train yourself with iTarget Pro. iTarget Pro was invented so you could practice anytime in the safety and convenience of your own home. You don't have to go to a gun range. You don't have to buy expensive ammo. You just download the iTarget Pro app. You load your caliber-specific laser bullet into your firearm, and you start training. You practice alone. You compete with friends. Have your family involved so everybody knows how to operate a firearm, and you use it safely to train friends and family who are new to firearms. Go to itargetpro.com, get 10% off at checkout when you use the offer code PAT. It's the safest, smartest way to train, and that's why competitive shooters trust dry fire training as part of their regimen. So get yours today. That's the letter I, then targetpro.com, itargetpro.com, offer code PAT.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
So El Salvador's president has talked about the United States of America.
Yes, he has.
And he's
speaking
truth about us.
Yes, he is.
Truth to power. Here's what he had to say.
Tough pill.
The demise of the U.S. has to come from within. Right? The enemies have to be inside, not really outside. No external enemy can cause so much damage as internal.
Right.
It's an internal operation. When you're watching internal operations here, you can see them in cities that were pristinely beautiful 30 years ago are wastelands right now. You would see people, I'm from El Salvador, a third world country in Central America, and myself, I can see cities here and say, I want to live here. So that would be unthinkable 3 decades ago. Totally unthinkable.
Yeah.
That a Salvadoran wouldn't want to live in a U.S. city, in a U.S. main city. Los Angeles, San
New York,
Francisco,
Chicago. Yeah.
Well, Philadelphia, Baltimore.
Yep.
When you look how the cities are eroding so fast.
Pause it for 1 second. Baltimore might be the exception there. 30 years ago, today, 60 years ago, 100 years from now.
Tomato.
You don't want to live in Baltimore, period. Trust me, I was there for 2 years. You don't want that.
Okay.
All right, let's hear the rest.
Well, Philadelphia, Baltimore. When you look how the cities are eroding so fast, this has to be by design.
Right.
My
gosh.
Who would make so many stupid decisions?
Democrats.
We're going to give you money for drugs. Really, they're doing that.
Thank
in
you.
some cities, they're giving people
I love this
drugs. I mean,
yes,
they're literally giving people drugs in some U.S. cities. Or they say, okay, we're going to give you money if you don't work. Or we're going to, they make all of these laws that make no sense.
Wow. Speaking truth to power right there.
He's the guy, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Speaking truth.
That ran on the platform that he's going to go after the cartels and the gangs and all that stuff, right? That's that guy. He's the Bitcoin guy. He was ahead of the curve on COVID.
I know the Bitcoin, but I don't know about the other stuff.
Yeah, he was ahead of, he was the one that sent the COVID health packs that had like things like ivermectin and stuff like that in them when the rest of the world was like, whoa, I'm pretty sure it's that guy. So he's
smart guy.
And it's and you're right. Jeffy said under his breath, like, hey, if he badmouths America one more time, right? No. Would we not have all heard that clip at some point, like, I don't know, maybe as recently as 10 years ago, and had that exact,
and would have been offended.
I know you were kidding around, right?
But still,
but now it's like,
but now he's right.
He's totally right.
He's right. Look at the disintegration of America's major cities. He called them main cities, but you're talking about major cities like Seattle, like Portland, Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York, Chicago, Philadelphia.
Yeah.
They're all pits now.
And
they're
there's
pits.
a reason why the guy from a third world nation is able to look at our American cities and have that opinion. It's because we have willfully allowed for the importation of that third world into our cities.
Yeah.
I swear it's
true. No, so maybe he's saying that just to keep the El Salvadorans home. He needs people in his own country.
I mean,
you don't want to go to the United States anymore. That place is a hole.
It's disintegrating right now.
Yeah, we've already ruined it.
Stay here.
Sorry.
I mean, tell me where he's wrong about that stuff.
I don't know.
He's just not.
He's not.
And he's
Sadly.
right. America can't be brought down from outside of this country. It can be brought down from within, though. I mean, we've said it a million times about Joe Biden. What would you do differently if you were trying to destroy this country?
Yeah.
You wouldn't do anything differently. He's doing a great job
of
destroying the country.
Yeah. And boy, they're keeping us distracted right now.
Yep.
Like threatening us, sending more money over these wars here. And boy, nobody's talking about what you just mentioned, destroying the country from within.
Yep.
The record inflation, the crime.
Ezra Taft Benson wrote a great book a long time ago. He was Secretary of Agriculture. He was also.
I think we all know who Ezra Taft Benson was.
He was Secretary
he has
of
a lot of great quotes.
Oh my gosh!
About the impending destruction of this nation.
Yes, and he wrote a book called "An Enemy Hath Done This," and it talks about that this country is going to be eaten alive from within. Pick up the book sometime and read it. It's about America, so it's not religious doctrine necessarily. But it's awesome, and it's true. It's exactly what's happening to us. And if we don't wake up and do something about it, it's all gonna go away. I think so many of us have taken this country for granted.
100%.
We just thought it's just going to be here no matter what.
100% true.
Right? We're just going to have freedom. We've got freedom. We're going to continue to have freedom.
I'm as guilty as anyone.
Yeah, we all are. We got comfortable.
Yeah.
It's just really a comfortable life. And we were worried about third world problems or first world problems like whether Taylor Swift and what's his face are going to be together this weekend. I mean, and we still are. I mean, that's still what we're focused on, rather than the major problems that exist.
Remember how Rush used to say, people are always upset about stuff like ATM fees. Mm-hmm. Really? That's what you're upset about. Mm-hmm. Not these major issues that are destroying our nation. Come on.
Yes.
Why can't I be upset about ATM?
Okay, you can tuck that in later, but get to the big stuff first, please.
If you're my wife,
we're getting ripped off at the ATM. Okay.
Yeah. If you're my wife, that's one of her main concerns. Why did you go to a foreign ATM again? That's another $3. Okay.
By the way, we're talking about destroying this nation from within. This story is not getting a lot of traction about the former Army veteran, National Security Agency guy who was trying to sell secrets to Russia You see that? Like it looks like he got arrested. I don't know if he was successful ever in attempting to get these secrets to Russia, but he had $237,000 in debt and decided, look, Russia is my heritage, so I guess if I'm going to sell my country out, I'm going to do it with the Russians. But
wow,
that's just the guy that got caught.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that there's a lot more.
Is that the kid they arrested?
Yeah, they arrested him in Denver.
Oh no, this is someone else. Okay, so I was thinking. I was thinking of some other treasonous person.
This guy is 31 years old. His name is Jera Sebastian Dalkey. However, speaking of Denver, that's where magic mushrooms are legal. And speaking of magic mushrooms in the news, that's what the pilot. Did you hear about the pilot on the Alaska Airlines plane?
Long road to get there from Denver.
Look, that's where my brain went, man. Tried to take down that plane. He was like in the jump pilot seat or jump seat.
He was having serious mental problems, right? I mean,
brought up by magic mushrooms.
That's what he claims.
Okay.
I mean, in
case you don't know the story, he was riding in the jump seat with the two other pilots. He's a pilot himself.
Correct.
And he tried to shut down the engines.
Yeah,
he's been charged with 83 counts of attempted murder now.
Yeah. I mean,
what do you got here? Nothing. Okay, here we go. Hold on.
I would hope that if he pulled the fire suppression system, they claim if he pulls that, then the engines shut off. I would hope that if he had done that, the other pilots would have went, probably need to turn those things back on and turn the engine back on. I would hope that would happen.
Okay.
Yeah, but turning off the engines in mid-flight on a airplane like that,
I know.
Not safe.
Doesn't seem like the best
plan. It was a quick jaunt, right? From he was going from like Portland to San Francisco, or they landed in Portland. Anyway, they diverted it to Portland. They said they had walked him back and taped his arms or whatever to the seat because he told them that there would be trouble if they didn't.
Okay,
that's what the flight attendant said. There was there would be trouble if you don't tie me down.
Wow.
And then he attempted to open the emergency door, and they stopped him from doing that on the way too.
That's well, I'm glad. They stopped him.
Now he's blaming it all on mushrooms. Okay. All right.
Those are legal in Denver. I don't know if you know that.
Wow.
No, that's what I heard.
In Denver?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.